me as Zane Thomas, ladies.
So I realized that you can't have an afro and anxiety. Right? Like I'm walking around, I'm just like, man, I feel like everyone's looking at me. It's like, yeah, they are, dude. You look dope as shit. Somebody actually once suggested to me, like recently, there's like, yo, have you ever tried smoking weed for your anxiety? I was like, you tried smoking meth for your insomnia? So my name's Zane Thomas, I'm mixed race. If you don't know what that means, it means my mom's white, my dad's
Black.
gone. Who said gone? Who has seen my set before? Bastards. Nah, my dad's gone or upset I keep telling this joke. I don't know. It's whatever. It's whatever. I want to start a therapy group for people with black and white parents. It's called Mixed Feelings. Actually met my dad last year. Here's the deal. I was stoned out of my mind in Atlanta, Georgia, right? Calls me up from out of nowhere. He's like, hey, man, how you doing? G.I. Joe? He's like, nah, man, this sound like G.I. Joe. I was like, Black G.I. Joe? He's like, nah, man, it's your father. I was like, oh, shit, dude, I always wanted to meet you. I just never knew where to find you. He's like, well, now you know. And knowing's half the battle. I was like, this nigga is G.I. Joe. I knew it. But here's the deal. I was like trying to meet my dad, and I walk outside of my hotel to meet this dude. There's two things I realize as soon as I get outside. Number one, way too high to meet my dad for the first time. Right? Number two, I don't even know what this dude looks like. Right? So I'm literally walking around a parking lot in Atlanta, Georgia, up to every black dude who gets out of their car like, are you my daddy? A lot of maybes. I was out there for like an hour or so. Finally, this black dude walks up to me. He's like, what's up, son? Wasn't even my dad, just some black dude saying what's up. Super confusing. I grew up with my mom in a mobile home. I don't really like to joke about though. Hits too close to trailer. I love that joke. Fuck y'all. Here's the deal. She would always move me to these really small white towns, you know, so you blend in. But like, if it wasn't hard enough for me to blend in, my mom was a lesbian and a witch. You guys can't wrap your head around that. She's basically halfway between Portland and Salem. I lived my whole life just to tell that joke. Probably got something out of it. Can I tell you all about the first time I said that's gay in front of my lesbian mom?
Do it!
Alright, fine. So I was like 10 years old. I walk into the house. My mom tries to show me NSYNC. She's like, what do you think about NSYNC? I'm like, that's the gayest thing I ever heard, right? We're ignorant, we know. But she said something to me that kind of blew my mind. She was like, well, how would you feel if when I didn't like something, I said, that's nigger? So like a mature 10-year-old, I was like, Grandpa, Mom called me a nigger! Huge lie! Took that shit to my grandfather's grave. 11 years later, I went to my very first strip club with my mom on the day of my grandfather's funeral. Wish I could make that up. By the way, this was not a good strip club, alright? Like, this was a strip club in Iowa. Yeah. Like, the most popular chick there was this private dancer with a wooden arm. Yeah, I heard she was beating him off with a stick. It's a fair reaction. No, but my mom looks over at me, like, during this whole experience, she looks over at me, she says something that, like, to this day, I don't know if I could have answered any better. She looks over at me, she's like, you a tits or ass man. How do you answer your mom? How do you answer your mom? How do you answer your mom? Good question, yeah. I didn't know, so I said what I thought she wanted me to hear. I was like, I don't know, I like smiles. She's like, that's the gayest thing I've ever heard. All right, I'm Zane Thomas. You guys have been fucking dope. Thanks a lot.